Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video, we're going to take a close look at the PlayStation 1 32-bit or PS1. It comes with Quanji technology 4-core processor. So it was quite interesting. This thing runs on Android, so okay. It comes with 256 megabyte? Would it be like a misprint, or it says here like 8 GB storage. I think this is the RAM. Oh boy, supporting external 16 GB card. So when you're looking at the specification of this thing, it's absolutely prehistoric. There's nothing like very fancy about it. So 32-bit recreational machine. I love like what the text that I put on these things. It says that it's HD, so that should meaning that this thing has an HDMI functionality. Okay, so the reason I sounded so surprised because most of these like clones also have like AV. Yeah, that's just the AV out old school signal. So let's see, we got an old school cable here with a jack out. We can hear what the cable for the power. Wow, this time they absolutely just gave me like a freaking adapter. It came with 2 adapters. Wow, they are generous today. So let's take a close look at this bad boy. So I found it quite interesting, to be honest. Like, it's a completely different kind of a design. We do have like the reset, the power. At the back we do have that HDMI, micro USB for powering. I think they're using 5 volt or around like 2050 milliamp. 2 USB ports, and at the front we do have the option to basically swap out the SD card. So I'm guessing this is the biggest one. Oh wait, oh, there's like one of those freaking things. If you put them in wrongly, they're just going to be sliding in. Alright, so it's quite interesting if you ask me. Okay, so let's talk about the controller, because that is going to be a different story. You know, like this is like a copy of the first, let's say, PlayStation 1 controller. I can still remember it when it came out, like absolutely mind-blowing. It was so cool to having like cool shoulder buttons. The shoulder buttons in general feel okay, like the original one we just have like normal buttons. The later ones had like a bigger like back button, the improved one, the dual shocks or how you want to call them. Like the D-pad feels quite sturdy. We do have select and start. They're like rubbery buttons. They just call them 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Like a very long travel, but they feel kind of cheap. They like the weight of it is absolutely cheap. It's just freaking garbage. So that makes me wonder. I think they had a Braveheart over there. I mean, like they gave me an AV cable. There's no AV, you know? Figure that out. Open it up and what the? That is a really strange way of assembling a system, because normally you would say that we're going to use the bottom plate for the mainboard, but that is not the case. Okay, so let's take a close look at the internals, and I can say that is quite unique in my opinion, because I have never seen the way how they assemble this. Most of the time they're using these ribbon cables, but as you can see here, this is the PCB that it contains everything, like the USB connections and of course the CEF card. And here we have the micro switches for on and off and reset. At the bottom you can see we're having no ribbon cable whatsoever. We're having all separate connectors that goes on the mainboard at the front. So there's quite an interesting unique just a unique design. And let's take a close look at this thing, because is this an old school TV box? Okay, so let's take a close look at the mainboard. Sadly, they hot glued the freaking cooler again to the PCB, so I can't remove it, or it's very hard to remove. But as you can see over here, we're having 2 chips that will contain the RAM chips, and this is what we're going to get. Over here we're having the flash chip that contains the storage that we have shown on the box itself. This will be around 8 GB, but there is something that is quite interesting. So when we're looking at the production date, here we can see this is version number 1, but it says over here 2018. So this means that they are using a really old school PCB. I'm guessing this will be something that they used in an old school media box. Okay, I just removed the 4 screws to show you the bottom plate. And of course some interesting things. As you can see, we're having 2 buttons over here. Doesn't say a lot, but kind of strange. They are over here. There's not a lot of information on the bottom. There are no extra chips or whatsoever, but just, yeah, quite interesting. And just wanted to give you a quick look. And when the system has booted up, this is what we're going to get. We're going to get this spacey looking menu, and it's kind of unique and basic at the same time. So as you can see over here, it's indeed a multi-simulator device. So here at the top we're going to get PlayStation 1, we're having GBA support, MAME, Sega Mega Drive, Famicom and Super Famicom. But the strange thing is that I can't see an option or whatsoever, so we can just pick an emulator and that's it. So it is possible to use the quick load, quick save navigation menu. That is quite interesting that they did implement this option, but sadly everything is in an Asian language. Don't know what it says. I did some messing around with it and it does work. But yeah, no way of changing the menu or the language. Another weird thing is when you're pressing select and start at the same time, you're going to get the menu the same when you're pressing the reset button, and will ask you to do a quick save or not, and you can just go back. Quite interesting in my opinion. And no, you can't change the aspect ratio, yeah, with your television of course, but we're going to leave it like this. No sound delay whatsoever? Okay. Woo! But the music is really choppy. So I'm watching here in black display, and simply because I tried to boot up a MAME game, but they even messed it up with this. Alright, so I'm trying another game, let's see how these are running, because if it's not booting up, in my opinion, it's just one freaking mess. If there is something that is freaking horrible when you're having a shoot 'em up that is made for an upright cabinet and you play it on a widescreen display with not the right aspect ratio, it can't get more shitty than this, seriously. But okay, let's boot it up, let's see how the emulation itself is good. How good is it? Oh, I just killed myself already. Woo! Who doesn't love shoot 'em ups and overkill of weapons? And again, the D-pad for this game is not bad at all. I do like my traditional D-pads, but this, no. I've seen some shitty D-pads, but this is not that bad. Where are buttons? Oh, here we are. A really gore game for back in the 90s. Is that guy made of freaking metal or what? I keep slicing the dude. But yeah, a 60-minute run's like a charm. I'm going to get attacked by a freaking monkey. What the hell? But as you can see, for the Super NES, the emulation is not bad at all. So when you take a close look at the emulation, you can see that the games of PlayStation 1 seems to be running just fine. And I wouldn't say it's spot on emulation, but they managed to do a pretty damn good job. The controls are not like the original game system, like the original PlayStation 1 Mini. I played some shitty controllers in my life, but this thing is not that bad. It doesn't even help with my playstyle, let's put it this way. But when you're looking at this PlayStation 1 weird looking device, I must say that they finally managed to not mess up the emulation. Or it is not perfect, but general emulation performance is not bad at all. So the controller, yeah, that one's absolutely garbage. So the thing is, like, the system itself is something, let's say, new, not exciting, but it's just fun to see now. And just to check it out with you guys. Let me know what do you think of this. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become one of the Wicked family, and it will be great to see you in next video.